Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. The Karnataka High Court on Thursday extended the interim stay on trial court proceedings against Chief Minister Siddaramaiah in connection with the alleged Muda scam case. Now, the hearing will continue on Saturday. Till then, the court's relief from prosecution granted to the Chief Minister will prevail. Remember, Karnataka Governor Thawarchand Gehlot had granted sanction to prosecute Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on the 17th of August. After that, he had moved the High Court seeking relief. Today, Karnataka High Court also rejected a CBI plea to allow a probe against Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar in an illegal assets case. In fact, in a rare coincidence, the High Court of Karnataka today witnessed two separate proceedings on petitions related to the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and also the Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. Now, while this is another temporary relief from the court, the Chief Minister does find himself in a dock over a plot of land that was gifted to his wife, who had claimed compensation. But there are also documents that allegedly show processes were not followed. There are also, these are some prime land plots in Mysuru that we are talking about. BJP is saying that this is brazen corruption by the head of the state, while the Congress has called this an assault on the party's guarantees, its model of welfare, and also its OBC chief minister. So what is the scale of the crisis that the Congress in Karnataka is facing? Will this temporary relief by the courts for the Congress leaders bring down the heat that they are facing? Will it be possible for the party to emerge from this, focus on governance and its guarantees in the state of Karnataka? Remember, it's a big state, politically and economically very significant. Or will this episode make the party stronger? And what exactly is the game plan of the BJP? We'll try and understand all of that tonight. But first, let's look at some reactions on this episode.
See, I'm very happy Karnataka government and the people of Karnataka's victory. CBI was, permission was been withdrawn by the government and given to Lokayukta. Karnataka government has not withdrawn the case. They have just transferred it to Lokayukta, where there are hundreds of cases. That was a political thing which they are trying to do. Yediyurappa government had given a case to CBI. So the matter has been, no others can intervene.
So now Yatnal has approached Supreme Court.
Let they go. For them also there is a law, for us also there is a law.
Okay, joining me now is Mohan Vishwa, spokesperson of the BJP. We also have B.S. Arun, who's a senior journalist, former deputy editor of the Deccan Herald in Bengaluru. We'll also be joined by the Congress spokesperson shortly. But thank you, both of you, for joining me on this broadcast. To you, Mr. Arun, first. Sir, you know, there have been allegations of corruptions against BJP in the past. Now, Congress, of course, faces some very serious charges, because if you look at the sequence of Muda, and today I was trying to understand the entire sequence, there are some very serious charges as to how was a land acquired without proper processes put in place from an SE person. How did it get denotified? And then, you know, this whole process, you know, these whole allegations that happened with signatures. Clearly, there seems to be something amiss with this scheme that also basically, you know, this 50-50 scheme to continue despite multiple objections from the body itself. How do you think this is going to impact the Congress party and the reputation of Siddaramaiah as somebody who's seen as, you know, completely non-corrupt?
Yeah, Vasudha, you know that over the last many years, Siddaramaiah was known for, you know, almost a spotless public life. He had not indulged or involved in any corrupt activities, or there were no cases against him in the court or any FIR filed. But this time, you know, there is a serious case that has hit not just him, but the Congress party and the state government. And it's a serious case. Of course, the court battle is going on, and the court is expected, perhaps, you know, to come out with a judgment next week. There will be arguments on Saturday and on Monday, and thereafter, possibly there will be a judgment during the course of next week. But what has happened so far is that Congress has been badly hit. Siddaramaiah is shaken and rattled by this allegation of you know, the land scam. Of course, he claims that you know, he is not involved. There is nothing to show that you know, his involvement in this scam. But then the BJP, as well as the three petitioners who have moved the governor and now the court, and this has really roiled the state government as well as Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Now the fact is, the issue is before the court, and much depends on what the court would say. About Siddaramaiah's involvement. If he is exonerated, suppose the case is stayed,
right,
then Siddaramaiah will get a relief. But then if the court continues without any stay, then it will be a serious setback for Siddaramaiah, and then the things will start moving.
Okay.
So there might be even a threat to his continuance in office, as well as even for his government.
Okay.
So things are moving very fast in Karnataka.
So Bhavya Narasimhamurthy of the Congress party also joins us. Thank you, Bhavya, for joining us. Before I come to you, Mr. Vishwal, let me go to Bhavya. Bhavya, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has also released a video where he's showcasing the letter written by his wife, Parvati, to the authorities seeking compensation. The original letter that was written and the video of the CM also shows two different signatures. Now, that has also, again, raised many concerns. We also saw what happened with B. Suresh. His visits to the Muda office, or for that matter, these allegations of files going missing. Why are there so many loose ends to what the Chief Minister claims was a simple transaction between a brother and sister? Because there clearly seems to be something amiss here.
I don't really know who spoke before me because I can't see the video in here.
Okay.
But they use some words like rattled, shaken and all that. I really appreciate your vocabulary, but this isn't the first time our Chief Minister has been attacked. No matter how many times the same government, the BJP government from center has tried, and the BJP from Karnataka has tried to taint him and his image, he has only emerged stronger back, right? And so I don't think he gets rattled or shook only for these issues here. This is one of many allegations that they have put, and most of these allegations have always gone, bitten them back. So anyways, and regarding what you spoke, if there are anything like this, right? If there is an investigation, no one's against the investigation. Our only problem was how the governor took cognizance of a private person's complaint. When there are so many complaints lying on his table, which were filed by Lokayukta of the state. Like, what was the urgency? There was a protocol, there was a standard operating procedure to follow before considering such complaints. Why has the governor and the position of governor been misused by the central government? That's our only point. Let them go through the right way and let them investigate. No one's going to stop them.
Okay. So, Bhavya, you're basically saying that a trial and an investigation is important.
Stories like this, all these to create stories like, oh, there is some file missing, this thing. If that's the case, if there is something in that, if CM's name was also in this case, then we would agree there is no substantial evidence in their hands. It's just a complaint based on which the governor has taken, an action like this and given permission to investigate.
Okay.
Before this, if you take Yadiyurappa's case, 1,600 pages were presented to the governor from the Lokayukta. There are permissions which were asked by the Lokayukta in case of Kumaraswamy, Nirani, Shashikala Jolle, Janardhan Reddy by the Lokayukta. But the governor is not ready to give the permission.
Okay.
But here a private person and who is also a blackmailer and this blackmailer, I am not calling him a blackmailer, Mr. Abraham. Santosh Hegde, the previous Lokayukta chief, he calls him a blackmailer.
Okay.
And the governor trusts a blackmailer more than the Lokayukta.
Okay. Mohan Mishra, she's making some very critical points here. The governor acting on the complaint of a private complainant, and also the fact that, Siddaramaiah was not really the chief minister then, and so what are the kind of official duties was he performing? That is also one criticism that is being pointed out. But if you look at the merits of the case, there are so many there's so many loopholes which also in some ways make this matter sort of ripe for investigation. So why wouldn't your party push for investigation? Why is there so much talk about just prosecution?
See, Vasudha, Congress is known for spreading lies. Okay, I don't know how can my Congress colleague who's sitting in the TV can bluntly say that Siddaramaiah was not involved in the place. First of all, in the year 1998, when the land got denotified, Mr. Siddaramaiah was the leader of opposition. In the year 2004, when the land was bought as an agricultural land, which was developed under MUDA, even after having roads, parks and all, by showing it as a fake agricultural land, Siddaramaiah was a deputy chief minister and also in charge minister of Mysore, and his son was part of MUDA on the board. Let me tell you on the quotes. And also in the year 2014, when the file was moved, okay, Mr. Siddaramaiah was the chief minister in the state. Come on. He was there in the power in each and every year whenever this file has moved. Let us be very clear. These arguments will come from Saturday onwards. Today and the last week, it was only on one-sided. Can you please keep quiet, Mr. Bhavya? I was keeping quiet.
Okay, Bhavya, let him finish. I'll come to you. I'll come to you.
Next,
okay, I just asked if I could
She said he has not shattered. He has absolutely shattered. If he has not shattered, why he did not allow us to discuss in Vidhan Sauda during assembly session? Why did he postpone? Why did he cancel the session itself straight away if he has not shattered? If he has not shattered, why did he form a commission under one IAS officer to investigate the matter? If he has not shattered, why did he constitute a investigation under one retired judicial judge? Come on, he has shattered. He knows the fact that he has done a mistake. Come on, there is an allegation straight away by converting 3 acres 16 guntas. He is eligible hardly for 2 sites, whereas he has taken 14 sites. These are all the blunt blunders which he has done, which is there on paper straight away. And also regarding the governor, my friend said that why is not putting for investigating? Come on, 17(1) talks about only investigation. Why is not cooperating for investigation? If he is clean, let him come out clean. Who is stopping him from? It's not, see, prosecution is the next stage. Let him get into investigation. And also today, if you see the argument, when the cabinet decides that, the governor show cause notice should be withdrawn, cabinet don't have that rights. In the past also, we had a lot of case laws.
Okay.
Because
let Bhavya speak. Let her respond. Bhavya, this is an interesting point, because if you talk about these 14 sites, the, CM's wife asking for compensation, 62 crore, but also, MUDA saying that there are no developed plots available in Devanuru layout, and you talk about some prime lands in Vijayanagar, and all of us who live in cities understand what is the value of this land. So clearly, how would you respond to something like that?
No, I would just ask him one question, Mr. Vishwa. You actually blame me for spreading lies, but I just wonder where you got your facts. Is it from your WhatsApp University? Because trust me, these 14 sites were allotted to Siddaramaiah when your government was in power. So you mean to say when your government is in power, you will listen to the leader of opposition has more influence on the government than your government itself? So your chief minister is not powerful. Back then also Siddaramaiah was more powerful. He was ruling the state. He was the head of MUDA. Sorry to say this, it was your government who allotted those 14 sites. Why did you do that? Then the problem is with your government and your chief minister.
Okay, let us finish.
And 1 second, let me finish. Let me finish. All right? We do not, let me again reiterate, we do not have a problem with the investigation. Our problem is the governor's position across India in so many states, only where the BJP is in opposition, being misused. That is our problem. And we are not going to let that happen in Karnataka. We are not letting this governor's position being misused by the central government. You have misused him enough.
But Bhavya,
I'm sorry to say this, our governor has a history of doing such things.
Okay, but Bhavya, is there an acceptance? Is there an acceptance within the party that there is something amiss and there needs to be some investigation into this? Because clearly, is there some acceptance within the party? The governor, of course, is a different issue, and a lot of us agree that there's been overreach in many states. But when it comes to MUDA, when it comes to the fact that MUDA is questionable land exchange, and it's been going on for several years with several people across party lines being beneficiaries of this. Is there an acceptance within the Congress party that there was something wrong in this entire case? Because the entire sequence seems to be quite problematic.
The High Command, the whole cabinet, everyone is supporting Siddaramaiah. We know this is a conspiracy against him. The whole party stands with Mr. Siddaramaiah today, our chief minister. The High Command itself. So where's the whole question of party acceptance or anything at all? And not just from the party. You know, the Ahinda community, which is minorities, other backward classes, and the Dalits, they had a huge protest against the, you know, this conspiracy and against the governor being a stooge of central government, trying to defame the sitting chief minister, Mr. Siddharamaiah.
Okay. So,
So it's not just our party who is with Siddharamaiah. The people of Karnataka are with Siddharamaiah today.
Mohan Vishwa, you know, Siddharamaiah comes from the OBC community. He, in some ways, has created history. He's not a Lingayat, he's not a Vakaliga. In some ways, you know, he represents, you know, in some ways, it's a very different, it in some ways has defeated your emphasis on Lingayat politics or Vakaliga, you know, tie-up. So, in some ways, politically, is this case going to also, you know, in some ways, very interestingly, alter the prospects of the BJP looking at the OBC or SC/ST votes? Because Kharge ji is also SC, then OBC, you have Siddharamaiah. How do you see this playing out politically, and do you think that will also overshadow the merits of this case?
See, Vasudha, before answering your question, I just want to answer my friend's question. She has not answered for the 98 incident. She has not answered for the 2004 incident. She has not answered for the 2010 incident. She has not answered the 2014 incident. She came to 2023.
Like the question is about 14 sites, right?
Please listen.
It was allotted during your government.
Listen. You have raised the question. Please listen, okay? 2023 is
October month.
Yes, the site was allotted when we were in power. She don't have the fact that the next month itself, there was a letter from DC of Mysore to Mr. Bommai, who was BJP's chief minister from our party, stating the irregularities in the Muda. Immediately, the committee has been formed. The investigation started. When the investigation ended, unfortunately, we lost the election. Mr. Siddharamaiah was in power. He is having a report in front of him given by the commission found by us. Irregularities are there. She can't come out and say that, oh, the sites are not in BJP.
Okay. Come on. Let me go to B.S. Arun first. He's been waiting.
I don't even know in 21
has been waiting for a long time.
Your own Bommai was the chief minister.
Okay, Bhavya, I'm coming to you next. Let me also take in the view of Mr. Arun. He's been waiting for a long time. Mr. Arun, you know, every time Siddharamaiah, or for that matter, Congress comes to power with JDS or by itself, we've seen this, you know, 2.5 years and then 2.5 years. Now that this was supposed to be the honeymoon period of the Congress government. You know, they've come to power. It was a landslide victory. They were supposed to focus on governance. How do you see this impacting the focus on governance or politics of the Congress party in Karnataka? Do you see somewhere a change in the CM position? Because that was also something that was in the works for a long time.
Well, Vasudha, 2013 to 2018, Congress ran a very good government in Karnataka. There were hardly any questions raised on the efficiency of the chief minister, on the efficiency of the cabinet, you know, things like that. It was a fairly good government. But then in this new government of Congress, in just about a year, Congress has been hurtling from one controversy to another, one crisis to another. There's also the question mark over, you know, the change of guard at the chief minister's level once these 2.5 years are completed, whether Mr. Shiv Kumar will take over from Siddharamaiah, or what will happen to Mr. Siddharamaiah himself in case this case goes against him. So there are many questions that need to be answered. Already the government has been hit with you know, these issues, whether they are scams or scandals, that I don't want to go into. But then the issues like, you know, the giving away of land at cheap rates to the Jindal factory, right. Then the you know, the Valmiki corporation issue, where the government itself has accepted that there is a scandal, and now the Muda issue, you know, things like this, and then Kharge, the Kharge trust for which land has been given. So these are the things that have come to haunt the Congress party within 1 year of its rule in Karnataka. Right. So the question you know, needs to be asked for Congress about all these issues, which I think there are not many answers. Okay. So that's why.
Let me ask this to Bhavya. Bhavya, finally, we are out of, you know, all the technicalities of Muda, which have been really confusing. Let me ask you a political question, because when the Congress party came to power in 2023, it was a landslide victory. You know, it was huge. And it was expected that the Congress party will be, a change maker of sorts. Bengaluru will change. There will be a new brand Bengaluru that will be put in place. Infrastructure problems and, urbanization problems will be dealt with. But what we see every month is one new controversy or the other. Do you think somewhere the Congress party or the Congress state government has been focusing too much on guarantees for that matter, or even for that matter a little less on governance, and these controversies have in some ways overshadowed or limited the kind of work that you could have done?
Whether it is the opposition or even the media, I don't know why everyone obsesses over the guarantees. Those were our 5 very important promises which we have fulfilled within 11 months after we took over the government, right? And it was a big deal. It was huge. So huge that even Narendra Modi copied, Modi ki guarantee from our guarantees. Someone who came to Karnataka and campaigned against these guarantees took the name and he wants to start on the same lines, Karnataka model of government. So that is our priority, yes. But that doesn't mean we have deviated from the good governance. Yes. And the difference I would like to tell you, during BJP, there were more than 21, 23 scams. But now, there was a scam called Valmiki. I'm sure you know about it. Yeah. Yes, our chief minister has accepted that there is a problem there, and we are going to make sure, whoever is involved in this will be punished. And there was an SIT set up as fast as possible, and most of the, some 9 or 10 officers were arrested, whoever was there, and the investigation is on.
Right.
We are not like BJP government which literally denied PSI, whether it is PSI scam. Until the evidence was produced in front of the minister, he literally denied the scam inside the assembly. We didn't do that. That's the reason, this is happening. Yes, there was a scam. Sadly, our system is, completely, what do we call? It's like haunted by these scams, and it's very wrong. But we will make sure that, the good governance, and coming to urban problems that you are talking about, and the good governance, brand Bengaluru. If you see our Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar,
right,
he's been on field visiting places even before the monsoon.
Okay, let me take in. Yes, we saw that. Mohan Mishra, last word from you, because the allegations of 40% Sarkara cannot be forgotten, sir. So clearly, and also Mr. Yadurappa's family controlling your party there. I'm wondering, what is the new thing that you would be offering to the state if you're talking so much about corruption, sir?
See, Vasudha, who is stopping Congress from making investigation? They said there is a 40% commission. Where is the investigation? Who has been arrested? Where is the 40% money? And also there was a scam called Bitcoin scam. That's what they created. That way, every day Mr. Priyanka Kharge used to come out and do press conference. What happened to the Bitcoin
the same scam? Private people, the same activists that you are basically, celebrating now. These were the activists who came out and spoke against, corruption charges even during Bommai's government, right?
See, that is their right. Now, what I am asking Congress government is, they are in the power. What they are doing from past 14 months? Nothing. And Mr. D.K. Shivkumar himself in one of the TV interview told that he bluntly lied just for the sake of getting the votes. He has accepted the fact that he has lied. And also, let me tell you, from past 14 months, if you take out any newspaper in the state, like our friend Arun was saying, every day you can see any one of the scam or price hike. These two are the only 2 headlines you can see in the state. That's all. Okay. As far as Muda scam is also concerned, my friend said High Command is for Siddaramaiah. Okay. Let me ask her one question. Where is a word from Rahul
now
Gandhi?
I'm completely out of time.
Now.
Thank you, Mohan Mishra. Thank you, Bhavya. Thank you, Mr. Arun, for joining us on this broadcast. Next time, Mohan Mishra, thank you. So also temporary relief for the Congress brass in Karnataka. But really what happened in the court today, my colleague Pratibha Raman, who tracked it very closely, has this details.
It was indeed an eerie coincidence because all roads of the 2 top Karnataka Congress leaders led to the Karnataka High Court today. What started off with the battle between the governor and the chief minister regarding the Muda's case started off at around 2:30 p.m. when the hearing continued between Mr. Singhvi, who was representing the chief minister, seeking quashing of the permission for prosecution that was granted by the Karnataka governor there. It has been a battle between 2 constitutional powers in Karnataka, and also this proved to be extremely important for the chief minister as far as the jurisdictional courts are concerned, because it is definitely going to be an interim relief for a span of 2 days. The matter has been posted to August 31st where the arguments would be carried over and would also be presented by the Solicitor General there. So two things that needs to be closely watched on Saturday as far as this case is concerned. One is whether the jurisdictional courts would be granted the powers to carry on with the investigation as well as the case with respect to the complaints filed by several of those private citizens. And on the other hand, also to find out whether the permission for prosecution granted by the governor stands valid or not. But for DK Shiv Kumar there, it has been half the battle won, because we're talking of relief that has been provided to DK Shiv Kumar by the Karnataka High Court that dismissed the petitions filed by both the CBI as well as the BJP leader, challenging the withdrawal of consent given to the CBI by the Karnataka government here. And even though the BJP leader has said that he will be fighting this at the top court, it is a definite big relief for DK Shiv Kumar, because this worked as a crucial part as far as his political future is concerned. Well, for the Congress government, it is half the battle won. But with respect to the remaining half for the Chief Minister, all eyes are on August 31st.
Well, thank you, Pratibha, for joining us with those details. A temporary relief by the Karnataka High Court for both DK Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, and the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah. But remember, these are corruption charges that are expected to play out. We'll keep tracking all that for you. But now, time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.